We're shining bright, and we're shining the light on us like no other. Neighborhood Planet. Our neighborhood, our world.
All right. Charles,
Hey,
oh, there you are. Hey,
what's up?
good evening. Good evening. What's going on? How things
What's up?
going?
Good. Everything's good so far. I'm having a good week. I got out and voted yesterday. I did my part as a responsible citizen.
That's right.
Still
I,
giving
yeah. So what was important on the ballot for you this time?
um I think I was looking for him to legalize marijuana.
Your phone breaking up. Your yeah. You breaking up. You're in a bad spot. So, as you said, I guess you're frozen now. You got a big smile on your face because you voted um, on behalf of legalizing marijuana. You say
There we go.
it looks like got a bad connection where you are. So maybe you need to redirect yourself. But as he was saying, legalizing marijuana in Missouri has passed yesterday. That was one that was on the ballot that's been on there for quite some time. A lot of Missourians was waiting on that from the ballot, and looked like you guys won in that aspect. A lot of other things that you voted for, and of course, I did too vote. And there are things on our ballot as well. I won't disclose some of the things, I won't disclose those things, but that I did vote on behalf of. But because
Why?
kind of personal to me of the some of the things that I voted for. Yeah, Charles, look like what I'm getting right now is your phone is breaking up. Oh, okay. So Charles, we lost Charles on his wireless connection at this time. So he'll probably come back through for us. We were discussing a number of topics today, and that being said, was voting. Hopefully, a lot of you voted and you've casted your vote, and some of those things came out on your behalf, or some didn't. Unfortunately, I did have some things on my ballot that wasn't voted on my behalf, but yet I can work with it. I can work with it still. I can work with anyone. You don't, no one is an enemy in my book. Let's just work together and try to do the best that we can in serving our communities and our state at this time. But also, right now, as you guys have seen on the news, we're going through Hurricane Nicole. Hurricane Nicole is suspected to be a Category 1 coming through our from the south end of our state of Florida, and it'll be going on up and out. Right now, we have some rain and some hard rain, and that's what we were expecting. We're supposed to get some wind. I don't know how heavy that wind will be from our end. I don't think it's going to hit us very hard. We're going to get some rain bands that are coming through, so they're in and out. It's supposed to start about 7, which is this is right now 7 o'clock, and we were looking for that storm to begin. So if I all of a sudden black out, that's the reason why. You might as well thank Nicole because she's working in cleansing right now. So we get some cleaning up. And prayerfully, people that are in the hurricane cone, hopefully your families and all of your belongings will be in good tact once the Nicole has passed on. So we don't want a whole lot of.
I'm back. We're trying again. Can you hear me? Dang. I can't hear anything. Let's see.
Can you hear me? I'm in the studio, Charles.
Yeah.
Charles, you got to
Yes,
speak
there we
up.
go. We got action.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Right. We got action. Good. Good. So it looks like you reposition yourself and got a better signal from where you're coming from. And as I was saying, I don't know if you actually continued to see me speaking. We were talking about the voting. And we just want to go back to that and capture what you were saying about voting.
Okay.
Okay. As you were saying.
Yes, voting. Yes, getting out there and having a voice, utilizing the voice, that one little voice we have. I definitely got out there and voted, but Amendment 3, yes, that's where we left off. 3, it which legalizes recreation, the use of marijuana for recreational use. So it goes in effect December 8th, and right, we won. Yes, that's good news.
All right.
But other than that, I, I,
Uh-oh, Charles. Look like we lost you again. Yeah, that signal faded out on us again.
Okay, let's see.
Look like it has you continuing to freeze up. All right, look like we missed Charles again. So I'm actually saying we don't want to spoil the show because a lot of people are waiting to listen to what we have to say today and engage. So thank you so much for tuning in, Smart Black Woman TV. I would like to hope that many of you can engage in the conversations that we have today, which are very important. We want everyone to continue to understand that our feelings are genuine and our communication of what we're speaking about is very serious today and in our world, pretty much. These are communications amongst many of us, and we want to make sure that whatever we can do to help to heal a lot of the hurt and pain and broken hearts that are out there, we're going to share as much as we can today in this session. to try to get people to hear and share this care and love and attention that they may have with ones around them and people they may come in contact with. So, starting our show off today, we're going to talk about speaking out. A lot of people don't tend to speak out about how their feelings and what is really going on with them. We have such a huge platform in social media, and so many people do not speak out. There are very few people that are utilizing social media to speak out and tell how they feel. Speaking out in a way that something is making you uncomfortable. We just want to say, we just want to say, I'm sorry, we just want to say, speak out, share your feelings, when you have comments about things, have those comments because, speaking to one another and letting people know how you're feeling, that is a healing that so many of us need. A healing of starting anew something that you haven't been doing because you want to keep quiet, and keeping quiet really came from way back in the old 60s, probably 50s, probably much earlier than that, because as I was raised, I was told children are to not speak up, and I think that old saying is, I forgot, something about being heard. What's that old saying? Sheldon, I think you can help me out there. Um, Children are to be heard and not seen and not heard. That's what it is. Children are to be seen and not heard. And I think a lot of adults today are still feeling that from that discipline they had as far as you were to be seen and not heard. Well, I think that we should speak out, because there are things that need to be said in many ways, and you tend to have these private conversations, and some people have such huge private conversations, and they talk amongst their families, and they have issues or they see wrong things going on within their family members, and they won't speak up. They know it's going on and they know it's a discomfort for the family and others in the family, but they won't even speak up. And these are things that go on in so many, these are things that go on in so many just communicating with people, with friends, people at work, whether it be just close friends that you even talk to, even in Facebook, you can see something, no one will ever comment. He's saying, just speak up for yourself. There are some children and youngsters that aren't speaking up today to their parents, and they're having challenges that they're going through, whether it be at school, whether it be outside with their peers, whether it be that with their siblings. They are not speaking out and speaking up. And this is something that parents have to get children to start to speak, because things can be going on with your children and you know nothing about, and then later when you do find out, you're feeling hurt. You're feeling hurt because now that child has gone to someone else to get that communication, because that communication right there is communication that they went to someone that they felt comfortable with, and it should have been you, but because you have made them feel as a parent, so stricken that they are not speaking up to you. And this does come in life where we have today, where speaking up can cause such a cult, okay, in your family. And what I mean by that is that cult is the entire family has joined a cult of not speaking to one person in the family because no one wants to speak up. No one wants to speak up to one person that has created the cult. Now, that one person causes stress on someone else in the family. That one person causes other family members to feel inferior or afraid to voice their opinion because it's different from that superior one. You have family members that are superior in the family and so aggressive that they control the whole family. And if you go outside of that, then you're considered to be shut out too. And people don't like to be shut out. So they continue to stay within the cult of ignorance, um, and not speak to one family member just because, whatever it may be, or um, when a person does have issues and need to address things, I think the helpful thing to do, or more healing thing to do, is to talk to the most or the more intelligent person of the family, and not that one who is stuck in their ways and that's just going to be that way and going to be unfair despite how you try to change your story or your explanations to that one. So it's best to not even share that information with the person that is not going to change, and talk to someone more intelligent, and um, just take it in a different angle. And maybe the person that is more intelligent can, or you feel is intelligent or a better communicator coming from that angle, may make results of change. Because if there's something wrong and broken that needs to be fixed in all of our families and communities and surrounding areas, whether it be at work, we're seeing you every day, we're communicating, and we need everyone to feel comfortable to help to get past some of those feelings, because all of us go through a sadness of feelings, or a loneliness, when you do feel like that, and everyone's being directed a certain way or guided a certain way and making you feel a certain way. There are some people that say, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Those are the main ones that really care, because when they're alone, they don't say I don't care to themselves. And saying this is to say that, in our life, we've been dealing with challenges within our communities of people. Everyone is to be treated equally, despite who you are, despite your color, despite your height, your size, meaning your weight, besides your illness, your handicap, um, your sexuality. Everyone is to be treated equal, and everyone should be able to live free, living a free life, and not walking a life where you don't feel free. I would say, as Blacks have always had challenges of explaining and fighting against um, others that don't feel that you belong, or you're not good enough. And that goes to say, whether you're a heavy person, you're being discriminated against. Whether you're Black, you're being discriminated against. Whether you're gay, you're being discriminated against. Whether you live in certain communities, you're discriminated against. Whether you're a different race, or you're discriminated against. And everyone should feel free to be who they are and live a peaceful life. And that's something that many of us are challenged with every day. These are things that this is where we need healing in our communities and our world. We need healing, and a lot of that has been broken. And it's sad that we go through that life of feeling discriminated against despite whoever you are. As a parent, many of you who are parents, should have the communication. Hi, Charles. Looks like we have Charles coming back into the studio. He's going to try it again because, of course, I'm just trying to move on through
Right. I won't give up the fight.
our show today. So, Charles, we appreciate you not giving up. As I was going through right now, feeling free and not feeling like you're being discriminated against, regardless of your creed, of being whoever you are as a human. We're all human and we should all feel free to do whatever we feel in life, to decide to try to do things that are positive, in our lives, and to just live a comfortable life without feeling as though someone is judging you, prejudging you, not knowing who you are, just looking at you. And because you are carrying yourself a certain way, because you look a certain way, because you live in certain areas, because, whatever it may be, trying to help to heal the country and our communities and people around us, to try to show more love and do care when it comes to these type of things. You wanted to go over some things too, and I don't want to be, too boisterous on my communication, but I have you here and looks like you have a signal now. So I'm sure you have some things that you want to address as well. So you can start where you feel comfortable, where you want to start to communicate, and catch up on to our topics in which we're discussing today.
Well, when we spoke earlier about identity issues and just having how you look at yourself and how you perceive yourself, I think it's important is just having a clear identity, just being able to yourself or look at yourself in the mirror every day. I think those, for starters, are just so important. Um, Before you start to do anything else and face the world and just look for any acceptance anywhere else. I just think it's important to accept yourself first, just to be able to accept yourself. A lot of times I just like a lot I've seen just over the past weeks, um, a lot of people may feel like they needed to have others around them to support them, and always think about that. Can you hear me okay?
Your signal is going in and out.
Hello? Ooh.
Okay. So, and yes, it is important, to accept yourself and how you feel first, about yourself, what Charles is basically saying. And then, it's very important to be able to feel free within who you are, and that's that's the conversations that we had, because right now, we're dealing with situations where, we had a big conversation, today, about the gay community versus the Black community. And I want you to look at it that way, because it seemed as though he felt that in the gay communities, a lot of people are not speaking out because they don't feel free. And as I was speaking to him, I felt that as Black woman and living you know, as a Black woman, I think there are many Blacks that feel that way too. I didn't think it come from the gay community. I felt it came from being feeling free as a Black person, as a Black woman, and we don't get many Blacks don't speak out. They're more quiet. If you're sitting in a meeting, you don't have that communication from the Black person speaking up and feeling confident within themselves, or they're because and I'm going back to how we were raised. We were raised, not to speak out. Shh, shh, shh. Always, shh, shh, don't say that. But speaking out is something that we need to be able to do in order to fight against um, so many different discriminations that we go through, as people. I mean, and it's not only Black, it's Hispanic too. Some Hispanics don't feel that the racist part of it because of their skin tone, but yet their skin tone is what protects them from a lot of some of that, unless you have that accent, and if you have an accent, a foreign accent, you're immediately going to be discriminated against, and I'm sure many of you agree with me. um, but these are things where we really need to try we really need to try to fight against, and show more love and care for all. All lives matter. Why should we have to be posting up a poster to say Black lives matter, white lives matter, Jewish lives matter, Asian lives? Why should we come to that when we all understand that all lives matter? God doesn't have signs in heaven when you go to heaven and say that these particular lives matter. All lives matter. So we have to bring ourselves back into a spiritual sense. Many have gotten out of the church. Many have gotten out of the word um, of God in that spiritual sense of believing that there is a higher power other than you. You may not believe in Him, God Himself is what I'm speaking on behalf of, but there you have to have somewhat of a spiritual sense that brings you to a center of doing better, being better, and showing better to all, because we have to care amongst each other for each other. It's like going on a street and crossing a street, and you outside and you're at a main road, and all of a sudden you see a 3-year-old alone. You're now concerned about that child. You wouldn't let that child just walk on in the road. You'll grab that child's hand, and because that's where your heart really is, and that heart needs to stay in that place when it comes to communicating with people, and and communicating with others and your family members, and broken homes, and broken hearts that are going through right now. Some people are so angry because they're not getting certain attention that they're looking for, or some have gotten so bad with you know, getting addicted to there's alcoholism that plays a part in it, and the drugs that plays a part in it, where that person just want to be gone out of their mind because of what they're going through. So we want to continue to talk about these things and see what it is that you feel and what you can share also to mend some of these broken hearts and make change within us. So I'm going to right now go to a station identification, and I hope that all of you have been here just to listen to some of the communications that we have. I know we had some little hiccups with Charles and going through his signal that he's been going through, but we'll be right back. And please join us. Thank you. Hey, it looks like we're back in the station. So hopefully you're still here joining us and tuning in. And if you can like, comment, and share our videos, we do appreciate you. And thank you for joining us again on our second half of Smart Black Woman TV. And we're on NPNTv. NPNTv is one that you can tune into on YouTube, on Facebook. Please join in and look for these shows. The NPN has on all of our shows. We have Sheldon TV, we have Swab TV. There are many others. Tequila. We also have many other shows that goes on, and they're very interesting. So if you guys can tune in to NPN TV and look what NPN TV has to offer. If there may be some shows that you might want to add over to NPN TV, just give us a call. There's a link there, and you're more than welcome to join us. Again, we're going to now get back into our second half of our show. And the second half of our show is going to talk about how to heal. What can we do to help to heal? We're going to help to heal by when we're speaking up and we're speaking to people that has been annoying us and communications that we've been going on, and we're not getting through to certain type of people. We're going to find that center of communication that we can find. We're going to ignore and no longer address people that we know are not going to give us the right answers, the answers that we're looking to. We're going to go and turn to someone else, somewhere else, where we can get the proper, communication that we're looking for. And that's one to make us feel better and to move forward. Also, in our gay communities, a lot of the gay communities have a lot of issues. They have issues because you have young children that are doing certain things and parents that are seeing things in their children. But yet there are parents out there that totally disagree with their child becoming a gay male, gay female, not knowing how that parent will, already knowing how that parent is going to react, but yet how about the parent that said nothing, knew nothing, and never, no communication has gone to that parent? Some parents out here understand the children and what they go through. We have the heart and we love and care for our children. And as I am a parent of a gay man, a gay son, I want to share with you. Have those conversations. You feel you need to speak with me, and I'm a parent. I can give you some feedback, some communication, and how we can communicate. Even if you need me to speak with your parent, I can give the parent some of those tips that I had to go through as a parent, because a few years ago it was a little different. Now a lot of things have come out and a lot of children have spoken out, but there are still many people that are not speaking out because of the discomfort that they feel. Well, what are you doing as a parent? Be a parent. Be a parent that loves your child. Support your child in everything they do. There's a communication right now that's going on with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union about their child Zara. Well, I can't think of the name right now. But that child right now is getting ready to go through some situations, and that child's mother as well. And she totally disagreed with the changing of Zara's sexuality, going from a male to female. And that's an operation, it's a huge operation. That parent has made a decision that the mother has made a decision that she wants the child to wait until he's actually 18. She's 18 in order to do that surgery. And Dwayne Wade on the other end and Gabrielle, I think they're leaning towards the surgery moving forward. Me as a parent, my communication when it comes to children, yes, give the children up to 18 to make proper decisions in their lives and what they want to do. I've seen many children do certain things and change a whole different light of their lives when they become adults. Some, children has done things as young, being young, but yet when they got older they were totally different people. So therefore I think that should be a waiting period. That's my own opinion about it. That's how I feel, but it's still on the both of those parents to have that discussion. So, and moving forward as a parent, I just say to many of you, it is a trying time and it's a heartful feeling when your child come to you as you have born a daughter or you had born a son. And then you have the different you have a sex change to the point that identity is now totally different from what you've always seen. It is troubling. It's hard. It's heartening. You go through those feelings, but yet love on your child. I continue to love my child. I looked at it in a way that my me and what I do in bed is none of my business of what my child does in bed. And that's how you really basically have to look at it, in order for you to move on, because everything else is still the child that you brought in this world and still human. So try to get through many things and pass beyond that. If you're a parent and you're feeling that your child is going through that change in life, then you as a parent should speak up and speak to your child. Are you feeling this way? You're a parent, just like if a child looks like they're sick or their head hurt, or if the child is going through a menstrual cycle. These questions you're going to continue to have with your children. Be a parent. First of all, love your child as you love your friends when they tell you things, as you love your, new strangers. You have lots of conversations with strangers. We do so many things, and we do it with friends, and we laugh with friends. But when it comes and when it's in our houses, why do we feel differently? Well, you shouldn't. You should feel the same as you do, and that love and that laughter that you have with friends of yours, have it also with your own families. Going forward about how we're going to heal, we try to talk about the spirituality and guidance. Spirituality and guidance needs healing. We need to bring back church. We need to start going to church. Either we're going to church, we're going to turn it on. There's a lot of churches right now that are online. You can sit in the audience and get some communication, pull out your Bible. Some people, like my son said to me, Mom, I know no books of the Bible. And I said, well, you know what? It's very important. And I'm glad you did bring that to me. And I'm glad that's something that you have come to yourself and said that you need more spiritual. Spirituality is very important to you. And you do want to know more about the Bible. And I think reading the Bible can help many of us when it comes to humbling ourselves and understanding that everything we do for God. We are his children. Therefore, we want to do everything he wants us to do. He is the one that is guiding us. And of course, we're the one that's living him, and all the blessings that we get and all the joy, it all comes from him. So yes, we need to return back to the church. We need to return these mouths and conversations back to the church, because if you feel That faith, if you have that faith in God, we will not be going through so many things that we're going through in our world today. So if we bring that spiritual sense back to our neighbors and our friends and our brothers and sisters, we all will feel better and will do better amongst each other. So that's something that we continue to say. And also, we want to share with you, what do we do? Or if there's someone out there with that art therapist that can call us and come on to our show and also share with us, what do we do to have hope to help the brokenhearted? Those that are broken, how do you reach them? Alcoholism, people that are drug users and addicted to drugs, how do you reach them? How did I go through those challenges in my life? I believe in love. I believe in God. I never lost my faith in God, that God can change all things. You know, all things are possible through Christ. Christ. And we believe that. And if you believe that and you live that, you best to believe He can make everything change in your life. And when you're down and out and you have faith and true faith, those of you who have such broken hearts, you got to rebuild your faith in God. At this time, you're feeling so sad and in sorrow, and you're going through depressions and all those different things because of a loss that you may have had in your life. Go back and pray. Ask God to help you and heal you and get through that. You better believe He's going to answer. He's going to answer. All things in life are not permanent for you. Everyone here, we have a purpose. We have a purpose to live in this life. And whatever that purpose is, it'll come to you. It will reveal itself. But I will say, as long as you have faith, everything in life will get better for you. So that's that is coming from me, and how I can tell you that is how we mend a broken heart. That's how we remove all the angers. We remove drugs. We remove racism. We remove everything that's negative around us, is through God Himself. So continue to pray and continue to do as much as you can to help anyone around you that is going through these things. Don't be so selfish and being and living such a selfish life that you decided, oh, that person is no longer in my life. I'm through with that person. No, you can distance yourself. You can no longer talk to that person. But when you start to quote certain negative things and such heartbreaking things in your heart about not healing, you are going through a process that you need therapy. There's a process of healing that you need. You need to give all of that hurtful and that hateful feelings up. Whoever you may be, no one has the right to treat a person so bad to make a person feel they're not free. Okay? So we're going to move past that. But we understand this lesson that we have today. And hopefully, this lesson, a lot of you have learned from it, that hate, dislike, and turning the other cheek on people is not the way to treat people that are among you. You are only to love thy neighbor as thyself. There's no other way. Okay? So now, I'm glad some of you have joined in and watch our show. We continue to see you on our screens. We would like for more engagement from you. If you can do that, we'll appreciate it. So we want to know when you see us. We want to know when we pass through your page, your Facebook page, your YouTube, whatever. We want to know that you saw me. I want to know you saw me. So if you're looking in today, if you will say, I'm here, I'm listening, thank you so much, whatever, because like I know, we need change in our world and we need it fast. Because right now, what we're looking for some big changes that are going on. This election that has gone on has gonna make change. And those of you who are sleeping and continuing to go on in life and being ignorant about the surrounding and what's to come, I hope that you too take time out to start reading, paying attention to what's going on in our world. Try to do more as far as in the community. Try to help someone. So many people need help. Whatever you can do your part. I just try to do mine. I try to do mine by smiling at everyone. I try to do mine in the morning. I say good morning and wake up. There's somebody that want to hear me in the morning. Maybe there's somebody say, "Oh, her voice! I can't do nothing but wake up with that voice." But you know what? I try to share my joy. Just the joy of what I feel every day. And hopefully that's something that I'm in a place where you may be too in your life, to understand that it's all about loving on one another. Over the weekend, we had such a great time last weekend. We went to St. Louis, Missouri, my brother in law's birthday. We had a wonderful time. You talking about the love was in the air. And that was, when we get together, that was just such a great feeling, to feel that someone loves you, you love someone, and there's so many of us. We just had such a great time. I just want to have it every single time. And we did a couple weeks before that because we were with Gregory, we were with my nephew and his family. Gregory and his family, Gregory graduated. We had such a wonderful time. Just the love that you feel in your heart, it just feels so good that I want to share that love with all of you and let you know that there are good people. There are good people in our world. Your family members are good people. Some people are saddened by so many things that are going on. Life is so much better. You may be going through some challenges right now, but believe me, what you're going through is temporary. It may seem like it's lasting forever. It may be 18 years, 20 years. For some of you, it may be 30 years. But believe me, have you had to heard people have conversations about, oh, I haven't heard from her in 14 years. I don't know how she's doing. And these are people that has family members. They're not even speaking to their own sisters and brothers. You know that? You know, these are people that you were raised with, your mom and dad you share, and you're just hurting and you got just a blockage going on there and you're not communicating with one another because some hurtful things that may be going on. But you have to break the chain. You got to break the chains amongst that, because if you don't break that chain is going to stay linked. And every time there's another child born and another child born and another child born, it just grows bigger, bigger, and bigger. And then it gets to a point where 10 years down the line, nobody knows where no one is. I don't know where she lives. I haven't seen her in 10 years. I don't know her, or I don't know him. And this trickles down to your children. So you got to understand, we were talking about a lot of these things, and I continue to talk about these things. If you start breaking up all that affect life that needs to be there, how are you going to love somebody new? How are you going to find a husband? How are you going to find a wife? You're so accepting of disliking the ones that are with you, your sons, your daughters, or whatever it may be. How do you change that in your life where you're able to love somebody? Or how can someone feel that you're going to love them and you're hating? So you got so much hate in your heart and so much, the emotions are just high and full of anger. How do you break that as a person? It is time you make change. If you believe in God, what is it that you're doing? How much do you believe in God? Where are you going with that? Okay? So you're going to have to understand that we got to make change here. Life is all about change. Okay? Let's do that. But thank you so much this evening for joining in Smart Black Woman TV. Hopefully next week you're going to continue to be with us at 7 o'clock on Wednesday on NPNTv. Thank you so much for listening to us today. We hope you'll come back. Have a great one. Have a good evening. And goodbye.
We're shining bright. And we're shining the light on us like no other. Neighborhood Planet. Our neighborhood, our world. Programs like this are made possible by Neighborhood Planet Broadcasting Systems, Neighborhood Planet Network, iBlisters Digital Media Creative, and from contributions to NPNTv from viewers